start, yeah.
Hello everyone, today we want to speak about mental health, and this is my friend
Wojtek.
and my name is Nereus, and today we're gonna speak about mental health. Mental health we all have in this life, and you can think many different ways because there is a lot of knowledge in mental health. If you're suffering with bipolar, for example, schizophrenia, post-traumatic experience, or all these things, which you have in your life, try not to be disheartened, because these things will come in this life, because this life so much random that you don't know what to expect,
I'm asked for you, how long you now in hospital?
I'm now 15 days.
15 days, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm now in 3 weeks, maybe tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while we're in hospital, we're trying to fix our minds, because our minds get ill because of our accidents. What's happened to me, why I ended up in hospital, because my own family was lying 29 years that I was the last son in my lineage, but I just recently find out that my mom done abortion, and that thought is just explode my head, and that's why we.
Your dad, you have problem with schizophrenia, yeah?
Yeah, my dad has schizophrenia. When throughout his life, he had a lot of.
Only father, but.
My mom is bipolar, father schizophrenic, and living with these kind of people, it was very difficult, because father was sometimes, when he's drunk, he usually was using a lot of violence towards.
To a lot of people drunk in the same in Poland, because I'm talking before you.
I'm from Lithuania, from Poland, but
Poland,
we have the same, it's nothing different. It's like same dick, just in different hand, nothing else.
Because this is my friend, and every time I'm talking with my problems, what you think, what you make with schizophrenia, how feel better,
And with the schizophrenic people, around you viewers, schizophrenia is very difficult thing to overcome, because your reality is mixing with the imagination, and sometimes when you live this life, you cannot distinguish which one which. The best tip is try to not use too much drugs or alcohol, because that left or right of your brain, which is included with the imagination, can be overcoming the reality part of your brain.
Sometimes it's problem with schizophrenia to lot of stress, Stress is you have.
My father was very happy man when he was young, but when he was put in Soviet army for 3 years, he needed to do something, and which 10 years he's supposed to 10 years keep the secret, and until when he died, he couldn't manage to tell the secret.
Your father be in army, Russian army. You have Lithuanian army.
We have Lithuanian army, but in Soviet times.
I understand now.
My father usually was sent to be as a driver, but he also have a lot of good friends who also was working with him.
Now where you live, your father?
My father is died because of heart attack.
Sorry.
What happened after when he died, one face was very blue and very dark, another was very smiling and happy, That shows sometimes schizophrenia is, even in his death, when he died, his body shows that there is two sides of us.
How many your father have old years? He have that,
Now, I don't know. I was about maybe 8 or 7 years old.
Seven?
Yeah. And at the end of before he died, he was saying some vital information to me when I was a kid. But I cannot remember, because I was not very interested at that time, because kids like to be
kids. Do you have the same problem,
Yeah.
I have the same problem sometimes, have attack sick, attack kid, I not remember everything, or not remember what I make these last days, last few days, I don't remember what I think, I make,
Especially when you guys have a mental breakdown, a lot of damage you will do, and you feel that you some kind of God-given purpose you have in your mind. Try to avoid that, because you will do a lot of damage. For example, me, when I found out about my brother or sister's death, you know, I started with my fist and with my feet hitting the BMWs. No, I was trying to, how to say, change the wall forcefully, which is very impossible to do.
Tell me something. What you think with hospital in here in Halifax? You know,
In Halifax Hospital,
in mental hospital. What you think?
I was visiting, I had two hospitals which I've been to. One was in Dewsbury Priestley Unit and now is Amdale's, which is this area called?
This is Yorkshire.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Halifax.
Yeah, Halifax.
no.
Those two hospitals, very different experience I have. And 2 times I've been in Priestley, but there was year or 2 years gap between those things because I'm, as an individual, I lost my childhood, and when I'm now 20...
The same is my problem.
Yeah, exactly. And now when I'm 29, you know, I trying to be as a kid what I lost from my childhood. Now I trying to do like, you know, like painting, reading, having fun. Just, you know,
you think is good food in hospital in not good food?
Sometimes the cookers can make very awful food, but sometimes if you have your nose, you can.
Because you know you're vegetarian, you know.
Yeah.
Is for you food in hospital is not good because not
It's
prepared
not-
food for
you see-
vegetarian people. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because you see, in the hospital, they're giving nutritious food for us. Why? Because you know, during our daily lives out there, you know, we just sometimes maybe was eating eggs constantly, or sometimes eating just egg and bacon. You know, all those unhealthy foods which we put in our body, they become us.
Yeah, but you know, for your health, for vegetarian food, you know, you feel better, you know, chill out better, you know.
But one thing I do, I choose vegetarian option always because meat, that animal meat sometimes, like from my own experience, giving me some kind of negative feedback, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because there is experiment what you can do, all viewers, you can take food and try to give yourself not 2 minutes to feel how your body feels after when you inhale it, any kind of like, you know, like food. That helps you to realize which food types are healthy for you or not. What about your experience? What did you know about the food?
Eating everything food. I eating meat. I eating vegetable. I eating meat. I eating vegetable. You know, but I think is food is here is.
I know.
You know, it's not good.
Bland.
But bland. You know, because I'm been Banzer Hospital in food better because to lot food in better food, better kitchen, you know.
Yeah.
Better, you know, is make food is tasty, you know, in Banzer. And here I must use salt, use peppers. you know.
We need to do that because because the food is very bland, but it's quite have nutritious. Well, sorry about that. Have nutritious things, you know, which is how to say, you know, like. But they making soup like it's like some
You
kind
like
of
you like soup. I'm the same soup because the soup is
but the
different.
soup
because
is very like English don't know how
English
to
soup
make.
is English soup. No, because it's not how is Polish soup and Lithuanian soup. English soup is cream, you know.
They very creamy and very tasteless. They just basically put a lot of vegetables and put in the mixture and giving soup. This is not a soup for us.
No.
Because when my friend is from Poland, I'm from Lithuania, we have a similarities with the food types, you know.
Yeah, similar food, you know, because you know.
Because
my country, your country is about, you
and
know.
another thing, in Middle Age, we've been allies as well. They basically these days, how to say, Russia when it's now attacking. I hope so. We can Lithuania and Poland can reunite together and fight this evil. And
fighting with Putin, you know, with Russia.
You see, big viewers don't be very angry on Putin because he knows what he's doing. He was CIA agent in Russia, you know, and he was given very good knowledge how to run the country in the very violent way. No, his tyranny is working through fear.
What do you think is Putin good make with attack with Ukraine?
It's basically, you see, this war between.
Why make with Putin? What doing with Putin? Is attack Ukraine? Why?
I can give.
Why?
Why? Because you see, sometimes you need to, if you play chess, you need to have some moves you remove some necessary things to make your fortress stronger, and Ukraine have a lot of good stuff, like for example food supplies and houses. Russia is just big bully, and that's it.
His thinking is cash, is cash.
Everything
because
paper.
Russia attack is Ukraine is have been too rich into cash, and you tell you good food, good home, you know, good people, people working for Russia,
And the viewers, if you want to find out through Russia how it really are, there is a website on YouTube called Vice, and they properly telling about the real life people who living in Russia. Because in Moscow it's very beautiful, but if you
Moscow
go outside,
you
will see people taking crocodile in their bodies, taking drugs.
I
once watched video when guys said he will die in 3 days, and it was like, I will die in 3 days and I will be okay. They basically can see that not even Russian people are suffering because of this Putin leadership.
I have friend in Halifax, in Ireland, is Russian people, is very good friend, is very good people, Why is Putin, why is government Russian is make this...
And you don't be concentrated on one thing like Putin, you need to look a bit wider aspect, because there was our history, we have good knowledge to have. There is in Netflix called How to Be a Tyrant, and they will be in that video will be explain how each our world leaders get the power and how they control it now. And it's very sad story, but if telling that you all get bullied, you all get bullshitted, and you just slaves for the system which you live in now.
I'm not happy, is war in Ukraine. I'm not happy because very too near to abroad in Poland.
No, basically,
the same is Lithuania.
You see,
now its problem is social, because Russian army stay in abroad in Lithuania, stay in abroad in Polish.
Well, basically, what's happened that even in 1991 when Russia was occupied our Lithuanian country, there was a lot of violence happened when Russia tried to, kill our TV tower, radio, electricity was gone, because perhaps they dropped the EMP, because when I was asking my father about what that day you had electricity and something happened, that there was no electricity at that particular time. Perhaps Russian have advanced military devices, but when we try to have our freedom from Russia, there was a lot of lives caused because of that. Like 12 people was crushed by tanks and by AK-47 hit by like this, because Russian soldiers didn't want to do this, but the Putin is always, Putin is Putin,
Okay, it's now it's 13 minutes times, 14 is near. And thank you for your talent, is my friend. It be healthy maybe to going to outside and sit and drink beer and drink vodka and dancing, It's fine.
You guys,
see ya, bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a good day.
Have a good day, nice.